And welcome to Pokémon GO Podcast, where we rock it. I probably just blew that out, but you know what? You should have been ready. You should have been ready. I know my Mountain Dews. I am so ready to go with this thing. I got a podcast saying Charles McFall. That is Joseph under the score. I don't know. Is that how I say it? Under the score? I think that's how you say it. It's under the score. Ard, right there. Oh man, this is where this game really takes over. So here we go. Rocking on. How was your experiences this week, Joseph?
It's been a good week. It's been very good. A lot better than you. At least from tonight.
Tonight's not been the greatest night ever, but everything else is okay. And just for the record, I totally blew out the podcast. So everybody's just going to have to go, dang, Charles, would you shut it for a second? And, we'll move on. So
he doesn't want to send it out of Pokemon. He's going to run up and just start punching some Pokemon in the face.
I'm Loudred. What is it? Loudred? Loudred? Is that the name of the Pokemon? Yeah, that's me, man. I'm Loudred. So I had some invites, and I'm actually opening up my game right now. I did get a number of Reggie, Mega Reggies or whatever the Reggie is that we've been fighting lately. I got none of those battles done, those raids done. I took a picture of one that fled. I finally had one that fled. I've been catching them, and it was weather boosted, so I don't think this was a perfect IV, but it was pretty close. The IVs weather boosted were 3,013. I know the perfect IV is like 320 something, I think, if it's weather boosted. I can't remember
I'd have
exactly.
to look at the infographic.
Yeah, I had to look at the infographic too. So let's see. Let me find. So that was the one that fled. I caught one that was 24-26 this week. And then there was Father's Day, man. Where I involved a Braixen. How do you say that? Braixen. Braixen?
I'm not sure. What?
It's the Dancy Fox.
Oh, yeah, I think it's Braixen.
I can do one more evolution once I get the candies out for it. I like that fox. That fox is very much. I can't hear you because it's got the big red fur coming out of its ears. So how was your Father's Day, Joe?
My Father's Day was pretty nice. My family got me a custom T-shirt that made it look like a pixel art version of my face on Link's body. And,
I love it.
And like best dad ever or something up the top and whatnot. But then this past week, just like you, I've been trying to get a bunch of different Regigigas, hoping to get that shiny. I didn't end up getting a shiny Regigigas, and actually I haven't got better IVs since last week on air. I caught that 98% IV Regigigas, but I did get a shiny Lunatone this past week. So
nice.
It didn't even register at first that it was shiny until I saw the symbol up above it, because really the only difference is the eye. And so I was like, oh wait, that's shiny. But yeah, so there's that. Caught a Frillish. Just been having fun.
So. All right, so I saw you do the age 0-7, so I decided to do that too. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Regigigas. Looks like the best CP is 45, 24, 45. But I am going to do some quick appraisals on these to see what we got here. I don't anticipate any kind of really good IVs. Oh, I got a really bad throw. It's almost a 0 defense throw. Go ahead.
I got a perfect failure Regigigas. So the lowest
0?
Well, no. So the lowest you can get from raids is 10s across the board. So I have a 10 Regigigas.
So you got the Olympics of the Regigigas. Got it.
All the 10s.
All the 10s. Yes, kids. We used to grow up anticipating the Olympics and watching the Russians give low scores to everybody but Russia. That's neither here nor there. I did miss a few raids, and now here's the news. I know we have a headline, but this popped up today, got me excited. Pokemon Go Fest, which we're doing live in Atlanta, so you need to come on and hang out with us. Barry Falk's going to be here. I think Mr. Tamaraine's going to be here. Some other people are definitely going to come in and be with us and hanging out. So that's all going to be awesome. But that's going to be for Pokemon Go Fest weekend. But the news is not that. The news is the raid day for Pokemon Go Fest 2021. Raid day will feature a variety of legendary Pokemon and raids, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a good way to kind of catch up on the things that we've missed.
Yep. and we'll cover more about that here in a little bit. We didn't have a discussion this past week, but we do have plenty of experiences over on the Discord. So why don't we hop on over there and take a look at what's been going on with everybody else this past week.
Yeah. And we do have some audio from Dennis, so we're good to go with that. The 17th was the last day, right?
And we should have an email from Jacket K with a...
All right, I'm working on that.
Okay. That is Go Fest. Let's go to experiences of the week. And we actually had a couple come in after the show. And so let's see, that would be this one. So White Mamba, first raid, ended up with a shiny Regigigas. Look at that. Pretty awesome stuff, and it's weather boosted too.
I've been hoping. I've not seen a shiny yet, so at least I didn't have the brokenheartedness of the shiny running away. But I have been hoping for a shiny for a hot minute.
Yep. And then Rock Eddie, who is in the chat right now, I saw on Twitter, he ended up with a 98% shiny Regigigas. Still hasn't got 100% Regigigas, but you know, a 98% shiny is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Civilian on base got a couple of 100% IVs, a Chimchar and a Fennekin. Kittens and High Fives showing off a Lunatone. So, and for Great League, it's a 99.7%. So good IVs there.
I got 99%, but 181. I don't know where I was going with that.
And then Perjert is the one that invited me to the one where I got the all 10s across the board, and he ended up with a shiny out of that raid. So
nice,
good stuff there.
I love you. Give him a GG. You win.
Old Man Tup got a shiny Wooper out of an egg, and also grabbed a shiny Ladybug. Kittens and High Fives with a shiny Soul Rock, and a shiny Yanma. Old Man Tup finally worked through the Mew to get the shiny Mew. Good stuff there.
That's good.
Yeah. Duly noted with the Shadow Ho-Oh.
That's nice.
U.S. Nate Scout with a shiny Pidgey. Ooh, and his GoFest merch came in. So the Professor Willow card and the shirt. So,
yeah, somebody in his Roku remote, it looks like right there. I don't know. But somebody, I don't know if I just saw it online on a Reddit somewhere or if it's in our group, but somebody said they got their merch, but the card had been removed.
Yeah, I think it was on Twitter. I saw that. Yeah, the card got sniped, and so they're. I'm curious to hear the end of the story, but they were trying to contact support and stuff.
Right, but that'd have to be either somebody forgot to put it in by accident, or I mean, supplies Quiddy Fingers ran out. But if it was stolen or swiped, whatever, however you want to phrase it, it would have to be at the packaging center, right? Otherwise, it'd be a big tear in the package, and then it'd been retaped out.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because you would have to know that's what's in the package, and then you would have to care that that's what's in the package.
Yeah. And then
so this makes more sense than it would have happened at the packaging place.
Yeah, so maybe they just forgot it all together in there.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a little more sense that happened. That it was an accident versus a direct.
Yep.
Is it Dooley asks, is it still available? I have no idea, right? Yeah, when you order a GoFest shirt, you get it. But they always caveat with till supplies run out, or as long as supplies last, whatever.
Yep. And then Hallowed Robin showing off 3 new shinies for this past week: a Regigigas, a Snorunt, and a Soul Rock. Oh, Mr. Tambourine with a shiny Wurmple, the purple Wurmple. Try saying that 5 times fast. And also Mr. Tambourine with a 100% Electrike. Nulty showing off 2 new 100%, a Sentret and a Magikarp, as well as 10 shinies from this past week: 2 Regigigas, a Gligar, Pidove, Weedle, Bunnelby, Glameow, Diglett, Murkrow, and Snorunt. And then duly noted.
No, Dooley.
Page
no.
1, page 2,
No.
page 3, and a single shiny. So, yeah.
I'm not ever going to play with you, just like I'm never going to play a pickup game with Michael Jordan. I know. That's just too much.
For Dooley, that's 34 Regigigas raids. If I'm not mistaken, Rock Eddie is at 100 and has no shiny, or no, has 1 shiny. Well, he might have more shinies than that, but
yeah, and
doesn't have 100%. Is what he's.
Yeah, Dooley is saying out of those, no shinies. So yeah, he does. Yeah.
Okay, so Rock Eddie's correcting me in chat. He's got 5 shinies out of the almost 100 Regigigas raids that he's done.
What is that? 5%? Yeah, it's a 5%.
Yeah, because it's 100, so 5 out of 100.
Yeah.
And then duly noted, I think that's supposed to be his best Regigigas, maybe. Oh, Cotton. Maybe he's trying to show off that he caught it. He was invited to a raid in Japan.
Oh, nice. Amatama. I can't say the rest of that, but Japan. Then what's these cards here? Hardest hitter, the big one. How do you
know
those?
It's probably a PvP thing, which means we don't know.
Brought the largest Pokemon into battle. Yeah, it's not very clear. That started today. It's in raids, he says.
Oh,
these cards started today.
Well, I haven't done a raid today, so I'll have to take a look at that. Interesting.
That's a very cool thing that they're implementing. For that. I mean, I'm very. You're showing it off on the stream, and everybody should be here for the stream. It is twitch.tv/Pokemon GO Podcast on Thursday nights. The video on demand lasts for 2 weeks, I think it is, that you can see all the stuff we're showing off. And of course, over on youtube.com. Is it Pokemon GO Podcast, or are we still with the GSU Media channel?
We're GSU Media, but I put them all in their own a
right. It's only
playlist.
On the Pokemon channel. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Then Coach Kev had a slow week. What's up with his slow week?
A shiny Regigigas and a 100% Sawsbuck. So pretty good stuff all around. Nice,
I like it. I'm trying to think if anything special happened for Father's Day. That was Pokemon related. I think I got some raids in. Those kind of things. It was really cool. Go do a raid right now on stream and you'll see. I'm sure we will. We can't just go do a raid right now, Dooley. That's
but maybe someone will invite me.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody can invite us. I did pick up a new Deadpool doll behind me for Father's Day, next to the Deadpool head, which actually on the stream you can't see. Joe can see it, but it's kind of cut out of the stream. And if everybody can zoom in, I've got my new Jim Henson Funko Pop sitting up there. So overall been pretty decent going on. Joe, I am turning my audio down a little bit for recording. I'm gonna hit this break here. Is there anything else before we play Dennis's audio? Dennis did send in some audio for us tonight, which I'm very happy to hear, and I'm not sure what it has in it. Because I told him just to talk about whatever if he didn't raid or battle or anything this week. So you got anything else before we hit the Dennis moment?
Nope.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Dennis, the world's most okayest DM, here with another set of well, Pokemon Go experiences and a couple tips here and there. So first off, as far as PvP goes, there was a new patch that was just introduced, and there was quite a few issues. I tend to find for a long time that PvP is at times almost unplayable because the lag just gets to be insane. Randomly, so if you play too many matches in a row on my phone, it'll start to say weak connection, and then you'll lag. I've had numerous games where I die to the opponent specifically from lag. One such instance, I had 3 Pokemon left. He had 1 Pokemon with 1 hit. The game lagged so bad that he just kept spamming like ultimate moves or special charge moves, and I could not do anything. I couldn't click on the shield. I couldn't click the attack button one time. It just went from charge move into charge move into charge move into charge move, and he literally just killed each and every Pokemon that I had because the lag was that bad. So the game is definitely not perfect, has a few bugs. Recently, I've just been auto-conceding 5 games in a row for 3 or for 5 sets because I just haven't felt like doing PvP. It's so time-consuming to do 5 games for 5 sets over and over, like back to back to back. If you do them throughout the day, I guess it wouldn't feel that bad, but it's still a lot of time just spread out through the day to do PvP. But you still get a fair amount of XP for doing that. And if you tank your score enough, usually you play easier opponents and then you win easier. So, it all depends on how you want to do it. As for my own personal thing going on right now, there's been a lot of talk about the upcoming patch because they're, doing away with some of the things that took place during COVID. Most of it I don't particularly care too much about. I'm not super thrilled about putting back the distance to spin stops and gyms back to what it was, but I've always had to walk to go get them anyways because I don't live right next to one, so it doesn't matter to me a whole heck of a lot. In a car, it's going to be harder, if you're driving slowly through town or through the battlefield, it's not going to be quite as easy to spin stops as you go because the range of screw up is smaller. But the other big thing, you definitely want to be taking part in the event that's going on this weekend. The, what is it? I can't remember the Pokemon's name off the top of my head. I know it's a beaver. The beaver event this weekend. There's going to be 2 days where it's 2 times XP, 2 days where it's 3 times XP, 2 days where it's 4 times XP. If you're trying to grind out levels, lucky eggs on the 4 XP days, really useful. Other thing I would recommend, if you don't have any incense, do a Meltan box. For those of you that don't know, you could set up Pokemon Home. It's like a free app. And then in Pokemon Go, if you go to settings, you can click on Pokemon Home and you can transfer Pokemon to the home. And literally it'll just give you a candy like it normally would, and it'll give you a Meltan box. So you don't have to do anything with Nintendo Switch or anything like that. And you get a whole crap ton of Meltans, and you can grind XP, on that day. So I'm going to use one on the 2 times XP day, and then I'll use one on the 4 times XP day. The big tip that I want to give, if you have a quest where you have to get a certain number of throws in a row, so let's say like 3 excellent throws in a row, or 5 great curveballs in a row, that sort of stuff, it could get really annoying, especially if you get to 4 or to the last one and then you miss. Like the ball's in midair, you're like, I nailed it, it's perfect, and then the Pokemon moves and screws it up. There's a way to fix that. So while you're doing your catching and you get a streak going, when you go to catch a Pokemon, put it in airplane mode. Turn off the Wi-Fi or whatever, put it in airplane mode. Go to throw the ball. If it hits the way you want it to, switch back off of airplane mode, so then it'll actually save it. If it doesn't, and the Pokemon moves, the ball misses, instead of switching it from airplane mode, close the game, turn off airplane mode, start up, and you can try again. It will not save the missed throw as long as it's in airplane mode, because no data is being sent or saved or anything like that. So you can keep going over and over and over again until you get the streak the way you want it. So if you're trying to do one of those throw-specific quests, that's how I would do it. Very, very helpful, and you don't have to pull your hair out. Anywho, that's all I have for you this week. Thanks so much to Charles and Joe for having me do this. It's a lot of fun. Also, you can check me out on most social media at World's Most Okayest DM, except for Twitter because it's world's okayest DM. You can also check me out on Botched, a D&D podcast on all your podcatchers. Feel free to go over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review. We will read it out on the show. And also, this September, aside from DragonCon, which I'm super stoked about, I will be launching my Kickstarter for my new comic book series that's coming out called Lycan Solomon's Odyssey. Charles is even an executive producer. So keep an eye out for that Kickstarter, or you can head over to patreon.com/Hivehead Studios, where I give updates, show early access to panels, whether they be black and white or colored, whatever. So head on over to patreon.com/Hivehead Studios. Anywho's, thanks, take care, see you next time.
Dennis, teaching people how to streak better.
Cheeky Nashville. This is Cheeky Nashville, and I'm from Nashville. I play so hard that I need an Advil. I listen to the show, y'all already know. Charles is okay, but I crave the Joe. It took Charles 4 years to hit the 40th level. Remote ratings here, now it's pedal to the metal. Here in Nashville, it's always scorching. My man Joe is the underscore kid. My last name is Nashville, my first name is Cheeky. Time is a 4, that's my experience of the week. Recording live every Thursday, people need to check it out. Joe and Charles are two gods, listen to the words coming out my mouth. Cheeky
Nashville right there. I know it's a little bit longer of a music intro, but I miss Cheeky so much. I just thought I'd play a song for him. And duly noted, I'm going to open your gifts right now. So Dennis, a little sneaky deaky with the airplane mode, but when you got to get 3 excellent throws in a row, man, and you bust that streak, you kill that streak. Oh, man, that's the worst.
That's right. Dennis teaching how to keep the streakers alive.
All right. Let's see. You know what? I got to reopen the notes. That's why I'm missing something here, Joe. So usually I set you up, but go ahead and run off with the first one while I get that reset up for myself.
All right. So the first thing, this is going to be a year-long event. Can you handle that, Charles? Can you handle a year-long event?
I mean, as Cheeky said, it took me 4 years to get to 40. I think I'm proving I'm in for the long game here.
So the Pokemon Company has launched something, so this is in collaboration with them, called Pokemon Air Adventures. And it's an initiative started in Japan that helps create wonderful travel memories.
Where with that headline? I don't see it in the notes here.
It's the first one.
The first one I see is about shiny.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay. The headline was very misleading because you're talking about a new thing that they're doing. Okay, go ahead. My apologies.
So to celebrate in Okinawa, a special Pikachu wearing an Okinawan Karyushi shirt. I probably butchered that. But will be appearing in Pokemon Go starting on July 22nd. So yeah, and he'll be here, it sounds like, for a long time, because let's see, I thought I read somewhere. Yeah, this Pikachu will be appearing for over a year. So if you're able to travel and get the chance to visit Okinawa, then you can get this special Pikachu. In addition, Shiny Corsola, which is what you were reading, will be appearing in Pokemon Go for the first time, also starting on July 22nd. Corsola can be encountered only in certain regions. You know, it is a regional. And so, yeah, but it will be available wherever you can catch Corsola, and its shiny will be popping up.
Do you think that it'll show up at Go Fest?
Corsola? No.
Yes.
No.
Sometimes they'll bring the regionals, right? Sometimes.
No, yeah. So they are bringing a regional. They've already announced they're bringing Chatot to.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I need that one. But I'm mad about 2 things now. Number one, you tricked me, not you, Joe, but whoever, Niantic. You tricked me with this dirty headline. You're like Shiny Corsola, and then you sneak in a stupid Pikachu with a stupid shirt. Number 2 is you're not giving. There's no announcement, no idea of how we can get Corsola other than going to South, Florida for us in the U.S., Florida, parts of Texas, I think, maybe parts of California. It's further, it has to reach further down into the hemisphere or to South America, right? So this is the first regional shiny. Am I correct?
No, I
Who
have
is the first?
I have a
Oh,
shiny Tauros.
Mr. Mime.
Yeah, Mr. Mime.
Okay.
The original ones are all out as far as I know. So Mr. Mime.
So I'm not as mad about
Tauros.
that part, but that first part, you got me. And then I click on the clickbait link that you sent, Niantic, and I get some shirt. I'm good.
So what you're saying, Charles, is that clothes are overrated?
In this game, absolutely they are. That's you heard me. You heard me. You got me.
Yeah. The Rocketti is saying in chat, the Gen 1 regionals, all of their shinies have been released. This is the first Gen 2 shiny regional to be released. So.
Okay. Gotcha.
Did you charge that? I mean, you said it like 4 times.
That's me
reminding like saying Beetlejuice?
Gotcha. Because I see, every Thursday night, here's the thing. Here's the truth. Every Thursday night, when I see the reports of, the experiences of the week in Discord, and I'm seeing all these different things caught. Now I know they're active people. I know they're out there playing actively to get that many. And I go, man, I wonder how many I would have gotten this week had I actually charged my gotcha and used it. Yeah. And then I go, okay, I got to go upstairs because I'm in the basement. So I got to go upstairs to charge my gotcha. And then I go, oh, I'll forget. And I do. I forget every freaking time, Joe. Oh, man. All right. So that all being aside, my rant notwithstanding, how do you feel about these horrible announcements?
I mean, I don't think I'll be making it to Japan in the next year, so I think I'm good.
I would like to believe I will make it to Japan in the next year. Don't have any plans. Don't have any reason to believe it. I just like to think that way. He's like, yeah, no, I'll come home with a stupid Pokemon shirt and I'll give it to you, Joe. It'll be fine. Me and Barry are going to tag team it in Tokyo. We'll be all right. So
tag teaming in Tokyo, Double Dragon style.
Double Dragon style. What's the name of the brothers?
I don't know.
I can't remember either. I think one's Johnny. I can't remember the other one. Anyway, all right, get fired up for Tepig Community Day, which I'm definitely not opposed to. Although I do think I have all the evolutions here. That will be July 3rd. It's a holiday week. Man, they're doing the. I know Bidoof is not a community day, but they're doing. That's such a. I don't even like saying his name, man. I don't know why. It's just like Bidoof.
Bidoofus.
That weekend over Bidoofus. They're doing that over the weekend. Right. But they announced Tepig, and I did not realize, because I'll wait to read the announcements till we're here so I have something to talk about and I don't just think it all out or talk to somebody else about it. July 3rd. How do you think that's going to, is that going to be a good weekend? Because there's not usually a lot of travel traditionally for July 4th in the United States, and the rest of the world doesn't even give a crap about it. Fair enough. Or do you think it's going to be a less player base in the U.S. because it's a holiday weekend for us?
I personally already had made plans for that day, so I will catch stuff, off and on. But yeah, I've already got plans. I don't know why they're announcing this super late. Like, it makes sense to have it this early in the month. Just because they've got Go Fest and whatnot later in the month. But I don't know. It's weird.
Right. It is. I agree. I see what you're saying. For those of you who are listening to podcasts at a later time, this was recorded on June 24th. And so next Thursday. So it's 1 week from July 1st.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, a week and a day. Yeah. No, I'm right.
This is Thursday. So it's not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah. So quite literally, we've got 7 days to the first day of July, which means we got only 10 days to this community day. So you're right, man. Especially this is a United States-based company, Niantic is, and it's a strictly U.S. holiday, and I get that. But I'm not opposed to them putting it on that weekend, but I am with you, Joe. It's weird how late they announced it. This should have been announced, I would think, early June, maybe even late May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should have been announced a couple weeks back. They didn't even give us a 2 weeks notice.
Yeah,
They're just burning bridges.
I'm just gonna withhold their last paycheck. It'll be all right. Of course, it'll be more in the wild. If you're lucky, you'll get a shiny one. I never remember, so I do ask for those who either are new to the show or like me don't remember anything. Do we already have shiny Tepig in the game?
No.
All right, so this will be the premiere of shiny Tepig. Yep. You evolve them into Pignite during the event or up to 2 hours afterwards to get Embor that knows the charge, attack, blast, burn. Snapshots, of course. There'll be a special box that has 50 Ultra Balls. That's decent. 5 Incense, 5 Star Pieces, and Elite Charge TM. For $1 more, you'll get the extra stuff. And like this, okay, the special research story title, though, is called Roasted Berries, which makes me smile a little bit. I don't know why it does. Then the bonus 3x Stardust and Incense will be at during
the 3x Stardust. That's what Rock Eddie is the most excited about.
Oh, I know, right?
When he found out about the bonus, he immediately asked for that day off for work. So, yeah,
I am not surprised. I mean, he itches. He's got all the little scratch marks on his arm for needing that Stardust, man. He's got to level up them Pokemon. He's got to have it all. And then, of course, the Incense will last all 3 hours, and Lure modules will also. That's pretty standard now for Community Day, right? Mm-hmm. For those two things that attract Pokemon to come in and last for the whole Community Day, which is 3 hours.
Community Day.
Well, it's not the whole day, but it's yeah. So you'll need 2 of them. Sorry, I didn't misspeak, but it's 3 hours instead of 1, so it's triple. But you can use 2 of each, and you're set for the day if you really wanted to.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. Are you excited, Joseph?
It's Community Day. Tepig's all right. He's not my favorite starter. So, I mean, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I will look for a shiny. That's really what I do on Community Days right now. So I'm thinking on the 3rd. I don't know that I actually have plans, which means I will forget that it's Community Day, and Joe will text me like 4 times, and I'll play 5 minutes. It's just we all have to accept who we are in life, and that's who I am in life sometimes. So there's that.
Rock Eddie's saying that apparently the 3-hour lures have not been a thing until they just re-added it. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I thought that they've been in the game for a while. That they continued. Rock Eddie says we just got it back last month. Interesting.
I blame Joe for not reminding me, Rock Eddie. That's
it's all my fault.
30 jobs, Joe. You had 30 jobs.
I was supposed to remind Charles. I was supposed to remind Niantic. Hey, make those 3 times. Do all those things, Niantic.
Come on, Joe. Multitask, man. Multitask. So
I've got to show up at your house, drive 2.5 hours to plug in your gacha so that you can play for 5 minutes. It'll be great.
That's an option? I didn't know that was on the table. Sold. I will take that right now, Joe. Come on. Bring it to me, man. I dig it.
That's okay. You know what's going to happen, right?
What's that?
For Go Fest, I'm going to show up the night before Go Fest, and first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to walk over and say, "Where's the gacha?" and plug it in.
And I'm like, "It's in my car. I'll go get it." It is. I keep it in my car, and then it dies. And then I used to keep the charger in my car, and for some reason I don't anymore. I don't know why. I was actually doing pretty good at charging it in the charging station. By my coffee station, on my coffee station, I also put all the charging stuff for all the phones and tablets and everything. And so that's my charging station. I'm just bad right now. I don't know what to tell you. But we do have an exploration bonus update coming to Pokemon Go. Oh, sorry, I put a pin in that. I didn't realize Dennis did teach me something in that audio. I had no idea that getting the home app, the Pokemon home app, actually gave you Meltdown boxes too.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, because I wasn't really interested in getting the home apps. I didn't really pay attention to the news even when we talked about it because it's just not my thing. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not Pokemon Sleep.
Right. No, exactly. Exactly. And I had the Switch game, so I knew you could get Meltdown boxes from there, but that's still a process because you have to go to the park and blah blah blah. So just in theory, Joe, if I just download the Pokemon home app and set it up for free or whatever, then I can just trade one Pokemon to it and get a Meltdown box?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I don't actually have Pokemon
Every
Home.
time. I mean, yeah, I know there's a time frame, but every time.
Yeah. And there like you said, there is a time frame. I think it's
All right.
every
Well,
5 days.
I'm gonna do that then. That's now on my list of things to download. So, all right, what's going on? What's this exploration bonus update that's coming?
I'm sorry, I got distracted by doing a raid. I got one of those photos. Delivered the final attack.
Nice. I like it. The final strike.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
So the exploration bonus. Yes. One of the delights of Pokemon Go is finding Pokemon in the real world.
Hold on. Civilian on base is did you mean civilian on base? You need to use a Niantic account because you said you need to use a Nintendo account to connect it to Pokemon.
No, he
Go.
meant Nintendo, just like you use for the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, well I have one. I did not expect that sentence. So yeah, he corrected. All right. So, yeah, as you were saying, Joe, carry on.
Carry on my wayward
son.
Sorry. Yes. So this is, as we've said, how we all play changed a lot in the last 15 months. This is talking about the pandemic and whatnot. And so they are announcing some changes. They are making it more rewarding to play outside, is what they've said. There's going to be bonuses for spinning stops, for actually being in person for a raid rather than using remote raid passes and things like that. The bonuses introduced last year that we plan to remove or change. So they are getting rid of a lot of the bonuses that, Dennis mentioned that.
And they had been threatening to do that for a little while.
Yeah. And then bonuses introduced last year that they're planning on keeping. So the first catch of the day bonus, but that was introduced before COVID. So I don't know why they're even mentioning that. The Go Battle League and the trainer battle requirements and more. So yeah. And then let's see. We'll only remove temporary bonuses introduced last year after GoFest 2021, starting in the US and New Zealand. So yeah, this is all the different things that they've been talking about. So new exploration bonuses. They are increasing the number of free raid passes per day. So that's normal raid passes, bumping that up to 2. So that is a nice change there. So we've got that. Benefit from increased incense effectiveness while moving. I don't know if they're just...
Move it.
That's how it used to be. And then they just capped it out and you didn't have to move. So that... I think they're framing it in a positive light, but I think they're actually realistically just getting rid of the bonus we had. And they're just saying, oh, hey, yeah, if you move more, the incense will work better. But that's how it was. That's removing the bonus. Guaranteed gifts when spinning Pokestops, so long as they have not reached their maximum gift inventory. That's something that people have been asking for a while. They've had that in several events as well. So that's a nice change. And then receive 10 times the bonus experience from spinning a stop for the first time. So if you have enough stops around you, that's a But these bonuses will end when the season of Discovery wraps up. So that's September 1st. So they do say that some of these bonuses might roll into following seasons. We'll have to wait and see. So now it's the next thing in this article that it talks about is bonuses that were introduced last year that they plan on removing or changing. So they're talking more about the incense that I was just talking about. So incense was increased to attract Pokemon more often, even if you weren't able to leave the home. After the change, this effectiveness will be set at the standard level when you're stationary. So yeah, they're just reverting that back to normal, just like I thought. Your buddy could bring you up to 5 gifts at once, up to 3 times a day, because everyone was running out of Pokeballs and running out of gifts. Looks like they are getting rid of that altogether. Let's see. After the change, okay, no, not getting rid of it altogether. Just the frequency of these gifts from buddy Pokemon will be reduced. So probably instead of 3 times a day, it'll be once a day, is my guess. They don't specify that, but that's my guess. And then this is the one that has a lot of people upset. Is the Pokestop and gym interaction distances. They were increased. They're getting set back to how they were before. They do specify that remote raids have become important enough, to their bottom line. I mean, it's become important enough to gameplay that they're going to continue to evolve it. So,
yeah. I want to read this thing by Civilian on base since you're at that point and what you said there. So I think this is what Civilian's saying in our chat. So I think people are making this a big deal. I don't care either way. One thing I would like to point out is that this double interaction was the bare minimum they could have done for us. It shows that they never cared about us, only the bottom line. And that's honestly, it's fair, but it's also true of any gaming company. For the most part, they don't care about the players. They care about bringing the money in. Although there's no reason not to leave that double interaction distance, right? Because there's no way to add money into the game to say I can reach that gym from this parking spot.
Well, I mean, you can buy Pokeballs. They've been steadily, at least anecdotally. I don't know if anyone's taken up the charge on the Sylph Road to actually you're take qualitative data.
Pokeballs and money from the distance.
Could be, yeah.
Okay.
It might only be a small tick in the bottom line, but it could incentivize people to buy more Pokeballs because they can't spin as many stops.
Gotcha. All right. Good counterpoint there.
So, and then they list off a bunch of stuff that they plan on keeping. So, incense duration will remain at 60 minutes. The no walking requirement for Go Battle League will remain. You can challenge any trainer remotely with a QR code, and the requirement to battle with friends remotely has been lowered to good friends. So, you can PvP with people more. The maximum number of gifts you can carry will remain at 20, which is good. So instead of the 10 that it originally was.
Yeah.
Trainers will be able to open up 30 gifts per day. It used to be 20, so that's all right. And then you will continue to receive 3 times the Stardust and XP for your first Pokemon catch of the day. Okay, so that's why they were mentioning that before, because it's... I forgot that they had tripled that bonus.
I think this carries a lot of weight in the community, at least it does with me, is the game has so many problems. This is from the School of Rocketti, which of course we know is Rocketti. The game has so many problems. It's a horrible time to be removing a few of the positive things. And he's not wrong. And Civilian on Base responded to me. He said, a good game company does care about the community. You're not wrong, but at the same time, in my opinion, this could be a totally wrong opinion. It's just an opinion from where I'm sitting. In my opinion, when any company that focuses on mobile gaming is ultimately in it for as much money as they can get, right? We've seen a lot of flash games, not program flash, but flash in the pan pop-up games that we play and we might spend some money on, and we do this and that and the other, and then it just falls off and disappears, or they just stop supporting it, those kind of things. And this is a whole different property, right? It's not like Pokemon Company is Marvel. Now, Marvel, there's like a dozen, I dare say even maybe 20 different Marvel games that have come and gone, and a lot of them are still out there, but you can get every flavor of Marvel game possible on the mobile device. Pokemon's not like that officially, right? We know there's knockoff games and stuff like that, but they haven't spent a lot of time. So the fact that they focus in on this game does make me feel like, hey, you're a game company, not a grab money company. And that is what I think is where the give and take is coming with the community, and the upsetness is coming with the community, because it feels like a gaming company that acts like a cash grab mobile company, if that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%. And we knew that this backlash was going to happen. You don't give just from a game standpoint. They've said this the whole time, so we shouldn't be surprised that they're taking it away. The surprise comes from a business standpoint. When you give something nice to somebody in game and then take it away, there's always going to be a ton of backlash. Just period.
Yes.
And rightfully so, to be honest. Like we've said, a lot of this stuff doesn't impact the bottom line much. Like I was playing devil's advocate there with, okay, lowering the distance means you don't spin as many stops, which means you don't get as many Pokeballs, and you might buy some Pokeballs. A lot of this, it doesn't change much. Like, what do they care if we get more experience? It doesn't. Even if you cap out your level, people are still going to be playing. As
Rocket and Terry Wolf have proven.
Yes. And a ton of other people. If anything, it's the people who have capped out that are going to keep playing over and over and over. And a lot of these people who have not capped out, they don't really care whether their level is capped out or not. And so I'm focusing in on one aspect of the game, the experience. But level doesn't mean a whole lot in this game, to be honest. Like it does early game, because it determines how high you can power up your Pokemon.
And to a certain point in the game, it keeps you from accessing other sections of the game until you get to a certain level.
Yeah, that's true as well. But yeah, so there's that. They focus in on some of these weird artificial limiters. They've got Stardust, they've got Experience, they've got Candy, they've got XL Candy, and it's weird. It's weird what they decide to take away and what they decide to keep, because like I said, a lot of this doesn't impact the bottom line. But yeah, receiving an extra raid pass is fine, but I don't know how many you dumped a bunch of raid passes at one point.
Regular raid passes,
yes,
yeah. I have a few premiums that came in boxes, so I dumped the regular one. You can only hold how many? Like, you can't
the premium raid passes. There's no limit.
Yeah. But with the free one, there's no real limit. You just don't get another free one. So I guess technically you could hold two. So I dumped a few premium raid passes in favor of making space for other things. And what I've said too is not because, I'm a filthy casual, I won't go out there. It's like, no, that's one of the most. It's like getting free water, right? Yeah, you're a little thirsty. You could drink some water. We all could hydrate, and we all get a little offended when somebody doesn't want to give us a glass of water somewhere, right? But I'd say you have things more valuable. So give me 2 glasses of water. Does not impress me when you're taking away the entire the rest of the menu, right? Or shrinking it down, as it were.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but that's kind of my take at it.
But a ton of people are, and a lot of news sites have recognized how mad people in the community are right now. We've got an article here in our show notes from IGN, specifically talking about the anger and the outrage and other things coming from the community. Like I said, when you give something nice to gamers and then you take it away, they're gonna be mad. That's just human nature. And so, yeah, I've already seen a bunch of different petitions pop up saying, "Hey, I realize you're taking all this away. At least give us the interaction distances back, the Pokestop and the gym interactions." That's what a lot of people are focusing in on specifically, is on give the increased interaction range back.
And here's a direct quote from Gabrielle Rousseau, who started a petition on change.org. I've known some people who have been very grateful for the increased interaction range. People with physical disabilities were able to interact with Pokestops and gyms that they were unable to before. The increase in spawn rate of incense also made it 10 times better. Now people who had played more because of the special bonuses will no longer be able to play or won't be as inclined to play. Less players equals less money for Niantic, meaning that it'd be a morally and financially bad decision to take away these bonuses. Along those lines, now I want it because I'm lazy, not because I have any kind of disabilities or any other reason not to go out and walk. Actually, I have every reason to go out and walk. I would say along the same lines, if they take away raid passes, I have zero inclination to put money into the game.
Oh, that's the remote raid passes?
I'm sorry, you're right. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. The remote raid passes, because that's the only thing I've been steadily cranking money into the game. I did it just this week. I got 3 invites, did them all, and then I got a 4th invite over a couple of days. And when I went to go in, it goes, "Hey, you need more raid passes." I hit it. It's like, "Hey, you need more Pokecoins." I bought the $10 package, went right back in, got my raid pass, done. And that's, I mean, and up until that, and Chicky's not kidding, it did take like 4 years for me to get level 40. That's I'm very much a free player and a passive player at that in this game. So to get me a passive player to routinely put in $10 to $20, depending on how much I use this pass in a month, is huge, right? That's what they want. They want to incentivize the people who aren't incentivized to pay. So I can see what they're saying with this petition, and yeah, less players equals less money. So if we don't want to play, your money's going to fall off. Now, maybe it's not dramatic. I do not know if Rocky Eddie spends money, but I am going to pick on him a little bit since he's here. You know, maybe Rocky Eddie spends a ton of money because he's always playing. He needs stuff. He needs things going on. But if Rocky Eddie didn't have his friends to play with, and he's less incentivized because he's pissed. I'm not saying he's pissed off, but because he's pissed off, he's less incentivized to play. He's also less incentivized to spend money. I don't get it, Joe. I mean, some of it I get, you're going away. Some of it was specifically because only of COVID, but some of it, I mean, that is the biggest thing that HR told me for my company when I was talking about different ways to discipline people. They said, well, you can't. Now, shock to everybody who has a job, this is a thing, right? You can, on any given day, be knocked down to minimum wage, and that's legal. No matter what you make, you know, that is legal for them to say, you disappointed us today, and they can knock you down to as low as minimum wage for that day. It's the nightmare with HR because of, you know, certain day pays, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest thing my HR company said, because I didn't really want to do it, but it was a suggestion I had to motivate people. The biggest thing they said is, don't do that, because people will just quit. That goes for this game, doesn't it, Joe? Don't do that because people will just quit.
Yep. Yeah. And, you know, I'm going to be real right now. If the remote raid passes didn't bring in so much money, I guarantee they would have gotten rid of it. But it's brought in so much money that they were like, no, we can't. We
Yeah.
can't get rid of it now because it has increased their bottom line a ton. Like this past year was their best year ever. And a lot of that, I guarantee a lot of that is from the remote raid passes.
I'm gonna ask you if you think you can come up with a number. How much do you think you've put in? Because you were like me, you weren't putting in anything really.
Yeah, I wasn't putting in much. Like around GoFest time, I'd put in like $50, and that was it for most of the years. But this past year, I've probably put in $120, $150. So you're talking 3 times the amount of money, if not more, that I've spent.
Yeah,
this past
same.
year.
I put some money into GoFest whenever we've gone, so we could have the Pokeballs and everything else, or whatever it was that was needed at the time. And so, yeah, I currently cranked out. I mean, I'm probably for this year, maybe $50 to $70 in, because I miss raids, and that's on me. But yeah. Civilian says I have an exact amount I've put into the game. It's currently $846.67. Yeah, I mean that's it. No, okay. I'm going to ask everybody who's here live, and of course, if you want to answer it for the podcast, we'll be talking about this for a while. So while I know podcasts are delayed, email us what your thoughts are. We'll read it on the show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. But in the live chat, does any of this make you want to spend less money, or for a fact you'll spend less money? And Joe, I'll ask you that. I mean, I know I only spend on the raid passes. I guess you only probably spend on the raid passes, but I'll ask you the same thing. Does any of what they're doing right now disincentivize you from spending money in this game?
Sadly, no, to be honest, because the main thing I spend it on is remote raid passes, and that's sticking around.
And that's sticking around. Yeah, no, I get you. Civilian says, okay, we got a lot of answers here. All right. School of Rock Ace says I quit playing during COVID because I couldn't, only with friends. Weird Tigger 27. I simply refused to stress about it or spend money. I put Pokemon in gyms as much as I reasonably can. I did GoFest last year because COVID. We're really debating this year. I will still say okay.
That's going to be $5 well spent, to be honest.
Yeah, I will say that GoFest is absolutely money well spent, no matter what. Unless you just want to protest, that's fine. Or well, I'll give you this: if you're really disincentivized and you've lost your connection to the game, I get that. And if that's happened, then you don't want to spend any money, and no amount of money is going to make it better. But yeah, Rockheady says he's spent $8,000 to $9,000 since raids came out. Civilian said, okay, he's talking about how to look it up. But Rockheady says, but this stuff makes me want to play less, even though he's not like really upset that's going away. And he said certain things could stay and certain things could go, and he wouldn't care. He said overall it makes him want to play less. And Mr. Tambourine 19 says, I'm not happy about it, but my spending habits will probably remain the same. And all of that is fair. And Rocky says, because I couldn't play with friends. It's his big thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because I suspect people are going to spend money going into GoFest on, incubators and raid passes and whatnot. But it'll be interesting to see, well, they're not going to reveal it to us, but it would be interesting to see what their figures look like, say, in August. After GoFest is over, after they've taken all this stuff away, it would be very interesting to me. I'm a numbers guy, but we've got a bunch of other headlines we need to move on.
Thank you.
So this
together we raid. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, these next couple of things are talking specifically about GoFest. So together we raid. Well, this one's not specifically GoFest. These are the changes that they've made. We were talking about the images, the splash images that they put in. What was the one that I got? Let's see, I saved it.
Final Strike or something like that.
Yeah, Final Strike. I delivered the final attack. So they've got a list of different trainer achievements that you can earn. So delivering the final attack, dealing the most damage overall, keeping a single Pokemon in battle for the longest time of all participants, using the tallest Pokemon, joining the raid from the furthest distance, using a Mega Evolved Pokemon, changing your avatar's clothing or pose. Okay.
Okay.
They're just like, hey, remember, these are still features. Why don't you
Yeah,
collect
that's
it?
exactly what that one is.
And then using the most charged attacks of all participants. And then they've got art and UX updates. So
What's UX? I know you've told me before. I don't remember.
what's that?
UX. What is UX?
It's UI. It's the interface.
Oh, so why don't they call
It's a new term, UX.
Okay.
Well,
All right, fair
new-ish.
enough.
Yeah, it's just the interface. So they changed the interface. I don't know if you saw when I went into the raid, but they did.
Yeah.
There's new colors and new graphics and there we go. Civilian on base. UX fully stands for user experience.
Thank you. That does make sense now.
So,
Thank
so they're focusing on more than just the interface. They're focusing on the overall experience as a whole. But yeah.
Then the big announcement that actually got me a little excited. The legendaries are coming to raids.
Yeah, so and they did announce in here that Regigigas will stay in raids until the July 1st, which initially, I'm pretty sure the initial announcement, it was only supposed to be here till June 20th. So that's a pleasant surprise. I was like, why am I still seeing Regigigas raids? Because I thought it was only till the 20th, but I'm not going to question. I'm just going to keep doing it as long as people invite me. So yeah, but then they have given us a lot more details on day 2 of Go Fest specifically. So that's the Sunday, July 18th. Like you said, every legendary discovered in Pokemon Go so far will be appearing in raids on Sunday the 18th. So that's a lot. And they're broken up into specific hours as well, similar to the habitats, the biomes that they do. They're doing themed, I guess, hours, because there's wind hour, lava hour, frost hour, and thunder hour.
And hound hour.
They do specify that Oh, I'm sorry. Oi.
Oh,
I'm dying. I'm dying. They're trying to silence me. It's not going to work. They do specify that mythical Pokemon will not be appearing. There is a difference between mythical and legendary Pokemon, so they did clarify that. So during the wind hour, there will be Mewtwo, Ho-Oh, Latios, Regigigas, Altered Form Giratina, Cresselia, Virizion, and Therian Form Tornadus. During Lava Hour, we will see Moltres, Entei, Regirock, Groudon, Heatran, Reshiram, Terrakion, Therian Form Landorus, and Yveltal. During Frost Hour, it'll be Articuno, Suicune, Lugia, Regice, or Regic as you like to call it.
You see?
Kyogre, Palkia, and Kiruim. And then Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf will still be region exclusive, but they will be appearing during that hour as well. And then during Thunder Hour, Zapdos, Raikou, Registeel, Rayquaza, Dialga, Cabaleon, Therian Form Thundurus, Zekrom, and Xerneas will be appearing in 5-star raids. So it's a little bit of a misnomer, just a little bit. It says every legendary Pokemon will be appearing, but not every form of that Pokemon. So specifically, the Therian forms will be appearing, and then the altered form for Giratina.
Every time you say that, I mean, I know what you're saying, but I think of Altered Beast when I hear that. I need a number of these, so invite me. As long as I can see it in time, I will jump in. Unfortunately, over the last couple of days, and I want to say maybe towards this past weekend, I got more invites than normal, but I was able to do enough that I used up all my Poke coins and ended up having to buy more to get more raid passes. So I definitely appreciate you. I mean, I said, what, got 5? So I did 5 invites from last Thursday to this Thursday. So that's a record for me. And it's not because you're not inviting me, it's because I miss it. But I appreciate all the invites and really want to grab a bunch of these if I can. So thanks. Thank you for being Pokemon. All right.
So, and then they do remind us of some of the bonuses. They're going to hand out an extra 10 raid passes. And there's going to be timed research for up to 8 remote raid passes. And there will also be a bundle for 3 remote raid passes as well. And you can earn an extra 10,000 experience from winning a raid.
Not gonna say it again.
So you should pop a lucky egg.
Oh my goodness! All right, lots of good talk tonight. And actually, we bring the good with the bad. We didn't like that one topic where they're changing everything in the game and removing most all of the stuff from COVID, all the stuff they added in during the pandemic. But also the good is these raid battles is really, really cool, and I like that. Yeah, Joe, you're right. We're out of time here, so the trivia is going to have to get slid past.
So, real quick, I just want to mention this one last little tidbit.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We're going to make it the discussion for next week. You ready?
Cool. Yes.
Do you think we are going to have severe lag on the second day of Go Fest from all of these raids concurrently happening? That's the discussion for next week.
That's a good one. It's good discussion. You want to join in the discussion, of course, you got to listen to the show, right? And you can Twitter at us. We'll tell you where to find that. You can email us, show@PokemonGoPodcast.com. You can go to our Discord. How do I get the Discord? Glad you asked. That is patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast, where you can join our community and get into our Discord there. Of course, you can leave a speak pipe over at PokemonGoPodcast.com. And, some nights we don't have time to play them. I get to talking too much. It's a good discussion. And we run out of time, and I apologize. But we do save them. We will use them. And definitely give us your answer to discussion there. And, of course, on Reddit.com/Pokemon Go Podcast is where you can join that there. And it's all free. Facebook is Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter, like I said, we tell you where it was, at Pokemon Go Pod. And, of course, at the end of the show, you'll hear Joe and mine's Twitter as well. And we really do appreciate you guys texting us and messaging us there. It's not texting. I'm an old man. Everything I type is texting. But no, sending us messages on Twitter is what I was trying to say. And then, of course, we record on twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can join people like, okay, it's not refreshed. I know I've seen a lot more names than this, but this is what I have right now in front of me. People like, that looks like Bot, Dooley Productions, Mr. Tambourine 19, School of Rock Eddie, Civilian on Base, and Weird Tigger 27. Join us live and come out and hang out with us and get your 2 cents in. Joe, where can they find you on the web?
You can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Ard. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Rock Out of Pod. I've talked about having a lot of live events coming up. I'll probably push those more next week. Dragon Con is the last one of the season, so definitely if you're in the Atlanta area, do that. But big one is, the first big one was July 18th and 19th. I know it's a Saturday, Sunday, so don't quote me on the dates.
17th and 18th.
Thank you, 17th and 18th. Hey, I was pretty freaking close. I got one of the dates right. I'm proud of that. Go Fest, right? Go Fest Atlanta. Come to Atlanta and hang out with Joe and I. We're going to be at Centennial Olympic Park both days. Barry Falk will join us on Sunday. I heard that rumors that Brian Ibbett's not coming. I don't know. I haven't heard that he is coming, but I thought I'd drop his name and tease people.
You know what?
We got a lot of people who are coming.
He really ought to just start biking now. He can make it.
He can make it. If he started out, he can make it by that weekend for sure. So tune in next week to hear Joe say.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll get a lot of people commenting. You know what? I want to see a lot of people do the speak pipe and tell us what they think about this stuff getting removed. Do the speak pipe. Do the speak pipe.
Do the speak pipe. Speak pipe.